In lesson 4-7, we're going to be learning to play a game called Hidden Treasure. That will be a separate video, but for now, let's go ahead and do a warm-up. You will need your whiteboard marker, and your math journal. Would you please, on your whiteboard, number 1 and number 2. You are going to take these decimals and write them in order from least to greatest. Least to greatest. You're going to pause your video while you do this and do that for number 1 and 2, least to greatest. Pause your video. Be a person that can be trustworthy and honest by doing what's expected of you. All right, the first thing I do is compare the ones place. These two begin with 0, so I'm going to go the next place, 1 and 7. 1 is smaller, so 1300ths. The only other number that started with 0 in the ones place is 7900ths, leaving 1 and 8300ths to be the largest. Number 2, from least to greatest, 0, 0, and 0 are all the same, so I go the tens place, 6, 2, and 8. 2 is the smallest, 2400ths, followed by 6700ths, and lastly, 8900ths. Erase your whiteboard. Same thing again, number 1 to 2. Place these decimals from least to greatest. Pause your video and do this on your whiteboard. 0, 0, and 0 are all the same, so I go the tens place, 3, 1, and 0. 0 is the smallest, so 900ths, followed by the 1, 1500ths, and then the 3 in the tenths place. Number 2, 0, 0, 0, so I look in the tens place, 6, 6, 6, it's all the same, so go the hundreds place, 0, 4, and 1. 0 is the smallest, 606 thousandths, followed by the 1 in the hundredths place, 618 thousandths, followed by 64 hundredths. Be careful with that one. We'll go ahead and skip that one. Let's turn to your math journal and let's just do a little bit of review with traditional multiplication. So turn to journal page 132. For problems 1 through 3, make an estimate, then solve using U.S. traditional multiplication. So 25 is closest to 30, and 11 is closest to 10. So this just becomes an extended fact. 3 times 1 is 3 with 1, 2 zeros behind it. Let's go ahead and multiply. You should have those facts mastered and be really quick with recalling them. So 1 times 5 is 5. Then take the 1 times the 2. 1 times 2 is 2. Then we're going to go ahead and put in our happy 0 because we're starting to multiply in the tens place. 1 times 5 is 5, and then 1 times 2 is 2. Add those two columns together. Number 2, 432, we're going to round to the nearest hundred. Closer to 400 or 500? Closer to 400. 29, closer to 20 or 30? It's closer to 30. Now it becomes an extended fact. 3 times 4 is 12 with 1, 2, 3 zeros. All right, remember the 9 is going to be multiplied by each of the numbers up above, one at a time. So let's start with 9 times 2, which is 18. Carry your 1. Now 9 times 3 is 27 plus 1. 28. Carry your 2. 9 times 4 is 36. 36 plus 2. 38. Remember to cross those numbers off. Now we're going to take the 2 times each of the numbers up above. I'm going to put in the happy 0. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. And 2 times 4 is 8. Remember, I should see all of your work. I should see numbers being carried. I should see addition happening. Go ahead and add those columns. 8 plus 0 is 8. 8 plus 4 is 12. Carry your 1. 1 plus 8 is 9. Plus 6 is 15. 1 plus 3 is 4. Plus 8 is 12. 12,528. We'll do one more together, and then I'll have you do some on your own. Let's estimate to the nearest 100. Is 217 closer to 200 or 300? Closer to 200. And 309 closer to 300 or 400? Closer to 300. Now it becomes an extended fact. 2 times 3 is 6 with 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. Don't forget to put in your commas so you can help read the number. All right, we're going to start with the 9 times the 7, then the 9 times the 1, then the 9 times the 2. So let's start. 9 times 7 is 63, carry your 6. 9 times 1 is 9 plus 6 is 15, carry your 1. 9 times 2 is 18 plus 1 is 19. Cross off each of those. Now we're going to start to multiply in the tens place. So I'm going to occupy the ones place with a 0. Now the 0 is going to be multiplied by each of the numbers up above. 0 times 7 is 0. 0 times 1 is 0. 0 times 2 is 0. That one was real easy. Now we're going to be multiplying starting in the hundreds. So we'd put a happy 0 in the tenths, or in the ones, and in the tens. And then we start multiplying in the hundreds. 3 times 7 is 21. Put down your 1 and carry your 2. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 2 is 5. And then lastly, 3 times 2 is 6. Let's go ahead and add all those up. 3 plus 0 plus 0 is 3. 5 plus 0 plus 0 is 5. 9 plus 1 is 10. Carry your 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Plus 5 is 7. Bring your 6 down. 67,053. And that's close to our estimate. You are going to complete number 4, 5, and 6 on page 132, and you will upload that to Schoology along with the previous ones that we've done. You will also have another video called Hidden Treasure that you'll have to watch in order to learn how to play the game.